Welcome back. On our first video, we stopped at stroke after we've dealt with the line spacing. So the next thing on our desk now is the stroke. With this stroke, you can add an extra layer to your text or image. You see, here you can choose the color of the stroke, and here you can enlarge it, and here you can make it smaller. You can just use this plus and minus to add it if you want, but if you want much, you can just use this to increase and reduce it. And here you can blend color for it also, as you can see here, and here you can just choose your colors. So that's it with the stroke. So now the next one here is shadow. If you want to add shadow to your text, just like this, you enable it, then you can see the shadow behind it, and put it off. So I'll show you again. You see it. So here you can reduce the opacity of the shadow, increase it. Here you can blow it off, see, and here you can enable the glow, enable it. Then the offset is offset. You can see when the offset X, it's going to the right, you can see that, and then take it this side to the left, and just keep it neutral. If you don't want to, just put it to 0. Then it can, here it can go down and it can also go up. So with this test, you can just put off the glow, then opacity, reduce the blow. You see what you got there. So if we just put off the stroke, then you see how it looks. See how it looks. So you can just reduce this if you want, or you can increase the blow if you want, depending on how you want your test to look. And then the offset, you can move it. If you want the glow, you enable it. If you don't want it, you can just put it off. Then you see. So this is how it's done. Some tests you find them like this and you'll be asking, how was this done? This is how it is done. So I think that's all with the shadow. Then the inner shadow. See the inner shadow. This inner shadow makes the shadow to be on top of your text. Okay, let's just do this like this. Make it 1. Then the offset. You see how it looks? Hope you saw the difference. Take it back. You see that? Hope you see the difference. Making it look like a 3D text. So this is how you use your inner shadow. So you know how to navigate around it. If you apply it too much, then it won't make much sense. Depending on what you're using it on. It depends on what you're using it on. You can equally change the colors and change the colors. So that's it with your inner shadow. Then this emboss. See, the emboss makes your text shiny and makes it look like a 3D text also. Here you can just bevel it. See how it looks. You can harden the text here. I can just remove it. So depends on how you want it to look. You can lighten it, you can reduce it. You see how it looks. Then the intensity, just adjust your way around it. Then you can just make the light go wherever you want it to be, the light angle. So it's on you. You know how you want it to look. And then when you're done, just click OK. But I don't want to use it, so I'm putting it off. Then the next one here is perspective. With this, you can just make a text. So you can just enlarge your text or make it look anyhow you want it to look. I know you'll be seeing such kind of stuff on post design and you'll be wondering how it was done. This is how they do it. So you can just make a text look like this, and this is it. When you click OK, you see that. So if you don't want to use it, and equally go there. If you want to restart it, you can just click here. This is to restart. Then you can just put it off, and that's it. So here is a 3D text. With this place, you can add a 3D text. I mean, this is a 3D rotation, sorry. So with this you can rotate it. You see the anxious, that's X anxious, the S anxious. See how it's being rotated, it goes around. And this one is a different kind of rotations that is done with this key. That's a 3D rotator, rotates, 3D rotates. So this, the next one here is 3D text. With this 3D text, you can just make your text look like a 3D. You see, you can just make it 3D. Here is the perspective. You can just increase the depth or reduce the depth. You know what you want to design, you know how you want it to look. Here you can choose your color, any color you want, and here you can just put it auto, so it will just give you an automatic color. And here is the gradient, you can just blend the color if you want. This one is a darkening, to make it look darkened, you see. So whatever way you want it to look. And this one is to rotate it, and this one is also to rotate it. You see how it's been rotated. And this one also is the X, the Z rotation. So these are the three different rotations. And here, this is the lightning. You can see what's happening on the screen. The lightning is the light angle is just going around it, so you know where the light angle you want it to be. And if you don't want, you can just put it off. So it depends on you. Then the intensity, can reduce it or add it here. The shadow, same thing here. And the hardening, these are the things you do with your 3D text. So here is the 3D shadow. Just enable it, you find it here. Here you can increase the opacity or reduce it, and here you can blur off. Here this is the expansion. See, you can expand it here, increase the opacity or you reduce it depending on what you're working on. So this is what you do. You can just change the colors of the shadow here. So if when you're done, you just click OK. So but I don't want to use it, I just put it off. So this is the reflection. When you activate it, you see reflection effect. Then this vertical offset is to space it out. See that? Just space it out here. You see, just like a mirror look, a glassy look. This is how it's been done. So you can just space it out here. If you don't want it, you can just put it off. So that's it with this A. We are done with A. So on our next class, we'll be moving to this shape right here on our next class. So thanks for joining on this class.